afternoon, everyone. Well, good morning to you all here in Sri Lanka. Let's just make sure that everything is sounding and looking good here. Let's see. Yeah, everything looks good. Everything sounds good. Thanks for joining. I'm Sri Lankan Sammy, retired with mom and dad. I am a Canadian citizen living in Sri Lanka, working in Korea, working in the UK now. That job kicked off. So let me just get into the comments here. Oh, forgot to turn on the music. Let's turn on the music. There we go. There's it. All right. So today we're going to talk about the rest of 2025. We're 6 months into coming up on 6 months into 2025. What is the plan for 2025? What's going on with my life? Just a little check-in and update for you guys. I had plans. Things have changed dramatically in the last 24 hours and over the last 72 hours. I've hinted at a few things. I've talked about a few things, but some things have really changed in the last, actually 12 hours. So first of all, thanks for joining. I really appreciate it. Lots of love to you guys for liking, commenting, sharing. But I'm not getting the love. Now, I understand if you don't want to comment. I understand if you don't want to like, share, or subscribe. That's all up to you. But I'm truly please asking for your support. If you can comment, if you can like, if you can subscribe, if you can just comment with an emoji, that would really help my channel. Okay, I truly will appreciate that. If you like what I'm doing, and I see you guys out there, the regular viewers, I see there's about 300 or 400 of you who are consistently watching my videos. I see that in the analytics, but I don't get the amount of likes or comments. So I would truly appreciate at least a like from you subscribers. That would really help. Thank you so much. All right, so news on the internet. I mean, I talked about this last time. Outdoor Boys YouTube channel, one of my favorite YouTube channels with tens of millions of subscribers, has retired from YouTubing. I am going to be so disappointed. I knew something was wrong because he usually posts once a week, and he didn't post for a good long month or longer. And then he posted one video, and then there was nothing else. And then a couple of days ago, we get the big announcement that he's saying goodbye to YouTube for an indefinite period of time. Now, this guy makes a crap ton of money off of YouTube, like over conservatively 10,000 US a month. Conservative, just from YouTube ads. It does not include his sponsorships, donations, and et cetera, et cetera. He's a former lawyer who started a channel, just a simple channel, just him and a camera. No production, no team, no Mr. Beast, nothing like that. No cameramen, no producers, nothing. Just him and his wife and 3 young boys. Now his son has started a YouTube channel. I think he's 12 years old. Outdoor Tom. Great videos. Like, they're just natural. I'm addicted to them. I watch his videos back to back to back. They're just great videos. But he has said that he needs to take time for his family, which I understand. I wish I had his problems. Darren, nice to see you. Thanks for joining. I hope you and Janet are doing well. I hear it's raining a lot in Australia. It's cloudy and cool here, but it is hot today. It's what is it? It's 10 a.m. and it's 30 degrees. Feels like 37. high humidity. It was cool for a couple of days, but it's gotten back hot. And how's the new job? I'm going to get to that. I am tired. Anyway, so yeah, his YouTube channel, he's taking some time off, which I understand. I would understand that. YouTube is a curse and a blessing. So that's interesting. So I have been seriously focusing on finances in the last little while, trying to figure out, because my visa is expiring in Korea in July. But I have a couple of companies that I can continue working with because they're not under Korean law. They're American companies. So starting in June, I probably won't be paying income taxes anymore because I'll be working as a contractor for companies that are not based in Sri Lanka and not based in Korea. So I am responsible for my taxes in the USA and in the UK. So I'm not paying income tax anymore. So I have to talk to my tax accountant. Basically, I should file, is what I'm going to assume. But since I'm not a resident, I don't know what the protocol is. So I'm going to figure that out. But I doubt I'm going to have to pay any taxes, or even if I don't pay taxes, I doubt I'm going to have to get in trouble for it. But we'll figure that out at a later date. But I like the fact that I don't pay taxes anymore. Sri Lanka just introduced, like last year, they started taxing income on investments. So like my savings account, whatever, they would withhold 5%. They're planning on raising it to 10%, withholding tax. But there is a declaration that you can submit to the bank to suspend that withholding tax if you make less than a certain amount of money. And I think it was 18 million or something like that. I am well below that amount per year of income in Sri Lanka. Not income, but income in Sri Lanka. My Sri Lankan income is below that limit. It probably won't be for much longer. No, probably will be. Because I'm planning on moving some of my money overseas to Singapore. So I'm not paying income tax on my investments. I'm not paying income tax on my UK job. And I won't be, after July, paying income tax on my other job. So I work for a company in Korea, but it's a US based company. So I talk with them, and they're going to start paying me via Wise. They're not going to pay into my Korean bank account. They're going to pay me from the US to my Wise account, and then from Wise I'll transfer to Sri Lanka. I won't be using my Korean bank accounts anymore, which means I have to get a Korean credit card. And because I'm a senior citizen and I have no income in Sri Lanka, I don't have a credit score. And credit cards here are very, very strict. 80% of credit cards in Sri Lanka are secured. You have to have a secured credit card, regardless of your income. So I have to get a secured credit card, which isn't a big deal because you just put the money into a locked term deposit, which pays, great amount of money. So I'll put one in, get a $5,000 credit card, put it in for 5 years with yearly payout, which gets reinvested. Oh, no. I'll take the profit and drop that into my savings account, which then I'll use that money. So I have calculated what I need to live on a monthly basis. I've talked about this a long time. So you figure out what your monthly expenses are, or what you need to live. So I have this number. Then I calculated how much I'm earning at the lowest amount of profit. So there's gold. My assets are spread over 4. Gold, stock, term deposits and cash. Term deposits and cash are the same thing, but one is locked and one is liquid, where the cash doesn't make as much. So I looked at each one of those, which one is making the least amount, obviously term deposits. And I figured out, I did some deep dive research into how long, what the consensus is on the stock market, on the interest rates in Sri Lanka, historically and projected forward. And I spoke with some investment guys that I know, and I've been on a few boards, and the consensus is that it's going to remain at 8%, no lower than 6%, but between 8 and 6% for the foreseeable future. So what I've decided to do is over the next couple of years is to lock in a 5-year term. That's the maximum you can do. And right now I can get about 10%. So let's figure out 10% for the next 5 years, paid out yearly. So that's a yearly paycheck, which then I'll use, right? So over the course of the next 2 years, I'm going to lock in those funds, keep my stocks, keep my gold as security. But my term deposits is what I'm going to live off of. So I figured that this job that I'm doing now with the UK company, and I'm not counting the jobs I'm going to be working with the American company. Those ones are going to be like a little bit of gravy. I mean, they're going to pay me, but this is how it's going to work. I predict that in 2 years, I'll have enough money in the bank to live off the interest alone. And in that 2 years, the money that I'm earning, 80% of it is going to go towards this fund. The more I save, and I want to change it. People are save. No. Spend less. That's the trick. That's the mindset we have to get across is, oh yeah, I want to buy this, I want to buy that, I want to buy this, but then I also have to save some money. So I put that aside. No. You're doing it ass backwards. You need to save, so you need to spend less. And then you have this big pot of money that you put away. So my spending is virtually nothing. Now I have my vacations, I have my dinners out and, my online shopping habit, but it's not crazy. I'm watching this guy on YouTube, Caleb, and he is like a little bit of a stocky kind of guy, and he yells at people for what they're spending. My gosh, some of these people are like 25 years old and $500,000 US in debt. And they're making 30,000 but spending 50, 60,000. And let me tell you, ridiculous how these people are spending. So I have been for the last little while. That's why I came to Sri Lanka, because I spend less. And that's why I'm working more, because when I'm working full time and I have no free time, I can't do anything, because I'm the kind of person who is committed. When I make a commitment, I stick to it. So being that I have to sit in the house the whole day, I don't get to go out. Now, Friday, Saturday, Sunday night, the way my schedule is working with the new job, Sri Lankan time, I'm working from 10:30 till 1:30, and then again from 11:30 till 2:30. Okay, that's Sri Lankan time, which means I'm working morning and evening in the UK, which means I can't go out. Now it's 7 days a week. I can take one day off, but I want to make money. And he's asking me if like the 6th and 7th day are bonus days. If I close deals on those, I get bonuses, because he's asking me to work 7 days a week. And I don't mind, because I have nothing else to do. What am I going to do? Sleep? Play video games? No. Monetize your time. I've talked about that before, how I monetize as many hours as I can, doing whatever I can. So Um, yeah. So this is what's happened in the last little while. I started this new job on Monday, and Darren, it's going great, brother. Let me tell you. So the first day was like a lot of training and a lot of like looking at paperwork and how things work and stuff like that. But the second day, I closed 2 deals. Third day, yesterday, I closed 5. Today, I closed 2 this morning, and I'm probably going to close another 3 this afternoon. So easy. I'm not closing deals. I'm basically a glorified secretary. I book appointments into the salesman's calendar. That's it. I make a 10-minute call, and I convince people to just go on a phone call. Now, if they show up, I get paid. That's when I get paid. So I already closed. I don't know, 2, 7, 9. Now, my key performance indicator, I would like to get 4 a day. That's what he's expecting. But he said, in the beginning, it's not going to be that much because he hasn't had time to develop the leads. So he's developing the leads. I'm not cold calling. I'm not calling people and asking them. No, these are warm leads. These are people who've come to the website, are interested in the service, and then input their information. My job is to lead them to a sale. Now, he wants me to eventually become a salesman, but I don't want to do sales. I want to stick to the easy, not difficult part. So that job is going to pay me a huge amount of money. I mean, it's uncapped. So I'm thinking that based on that job, I will hit my goal in 2 years. Now, that's a lot of time, a lot of work. And I'm tired. Like, technically, I get 4 hours of sleep at night and 4 hours of sleep in the morning, which is gonna kill me. Now, here's what's gonna kill me even worse, is starting in July, this morning, I just got offered another job. And that was the one that I was doing last year. If you guys remember, the huge job that I had with a Korean company, which was perfect because it's guaranteed they have to do the 40 hours in 6 months or however many hours, 120, can't even remember what it is. But basically what it works out to be is like every hour of my day is filled with these students. And if they don't show up, I still get paid. And then they have to do a makeup class. So I get double paid, which is wonderful. And what happens is towards the end, they never show up. I don't bother doing a makeup class. And they kind of know it. And I just love it. It's so wonderful. And it's a guaranteed paycheck. Oh, I'm gonna love it. So basically, I opened up my schedule between 9 and 3 p.m. That's 6-hour window, 5 days a week, which means I will start work Sri Lankan time 10:30 at night, finish at 1:30, sleep for 1, 2, 3, 4 hours, wake up and then work straight through from 5:30 in the morning till about 2:30 in the afternoon. And then I'll have a couple hours sleep before I have to do a couple of classes. And it's not every day. Sometimes it's like 2 or 3 times a week working at night. And then after 6:30, I'll have another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours of sleep. So it's going to be not great for my health because I'm only going to have 4 or 5 hours sleep maximum with another like 1 or 2 hour nap in the day. So I'm going to be tired for July, August, and September. It's a 6-month contract. It's a huge amount of money. In 6 months, I earn just over a year salary. So I'm loving it. So yeah, I'm really excited. Yeah, Darren, 10% is amazing rate for a term deposit. And based on the global economy and everything, 10% is going to stay like that. It hasn't moved in so long, in months, where it was volatile before, it was fluctuating. Like, remember, we were at 27% 3 years ago. And now we're at 10%. I'm not talking prime, I'm talking investment, like interest rates, term deposit interest rates. Stock market, 7%. Yeah, honestly, I'm not seeing it. Today, as of today, I'm at 42%. And I'm coming up in August, September, it'll be 1 year, 42%. I was at 49%. I've lost 7% in that Trump tariff thing a couple months ago. But every day I'm up. Like, as of right now, I'm up 1.4% on today's market. Yesterday I was up 0.9%. So every day, if I'm going up 1%, I don't know what to say. You know, I'm up huge. It's just so wonderful. I have another investment that was supposed to go to an IPO, but it's just sitting there because the IPO failed. But they're paying me 10.5%. They said the IPO is going to go forward. They just don't know when. But hell, if you're paying me 10.5%, keep the money until the IPO goes forward. I don't care. Now, I am paid. So what happens is these people go to the website, they enter in their contact information, but they never book a call. Now, if they book a call organically, I don't get paid for that. I have to convince them to book a call. So what happens is they enter their information and then I contact them. Either I call them or now I see it pops up on my screen as soon as they enter the information. So it happened yesterday. 1 minute after the person enters the information, I call them. And she answered and we talked. She goes, "Oh, wow, that was really quick." I said, "Yeah, well, I'm sitting on the website and we feel that, you know, since you're already thinking about it, it's probably the best time to communicate with you and answer any questions you might have." It's called customer service. And so then what I do is I book them into the calendar and then I follow up with them. I try to book them within the next 6 to 12 hours. So she booked, I called her, it was evening in England. So she's on the phone right now, or she was this morning. What time is it? She will be on a call in a few hours. So I have an automated system that sends her a message reminder in WhatsApp and on email and to her phone so that it reminds her and gives the link. As soon as she answers the phone call from the salesman, I get paid. That's it. She just has to say hello. That's it. As soon as she says hello, done. Whether that closes as a deal or not, doesn't matter. So we have had, yesterday we had 6 people log into the website and enter, when I say log in, I mean people entered their information. Lots of people look at the website. Only 6 people yesterday entered their information. Of those 6 people, 4 of them I booked. So that's an 80% turnover. Out of those 4, 1 has had the meeting, so I'm paid 1. 3 more are for today and tomorrow. So they are not guaranteed, but I get paid if they show up to a meeting. So he is the owner is telling me that he expects me to close 4 a day. And he says that's very doable based on his previous work. So the reason why he wanted, it's a single guy running this. And he has, this is my Thai Vicks. Oh, I love this stuff from Thailand. He has 2 coaches, and it was him. So it was him running the ads and getting the leads, and then getting them to book a phone call, and then closing them. So he says it's too much work to do all of that, plus try to generate. So he wants to move away from the booking and the sales calls to generating the leads so that he can book them to the coaches, and he does coaching as well. And then grow the business. So he wants me to take that over. So I'm the first person to work for him. And he's paying me by, well, I'm going to first start doing by, I don't know if I'll do Wise or Swift. He's done Wise before, so he knows Wise. I just don't want to use Wise because, I don't know. Just Swift is for me, I'll take the $25, $40 hit. I don't care. I just trust it. So, yeah, his plan is, I told him my plan because I want him to understand my motivation. I said, my motivation is to get paid. You want to pay me. I want to get paid. It's a match made in heaven. And he likes my personality. He likes it. So, we get along very, very well. We're both thinking the same way. And he likes my ideas. He likes my enthusiasm. He likes the way I work and how I deal with clients and stuff like that, and my ideas. So we're bouncing things off of each other. And he has a lot of mentors that he's working with, etc. So he likes, and he's younger than me, so he likes my age. So anyway, I told him, like, my idea is that I will transition into sales, depending on the remuneration and the amount of work. I probably want to do a combination of both, and then hire another salesman so that I can kind of manage and become like the HR or manager, right? That I'll do a lot of booking and maybe 1 or 2 sales here and there, but then I'll hire and manage the sales team. Your responsibility will be to oversee everything, get the ads out, which is what you have to do. We can't do that. Manage the ads, manage the business, manage the company, and close deals. So you'll be a salesperson, a therapist, and the marketing side. So I think that would be it. And after 2 years, when I retire, I still have 1 more year before pension. So here's the beautiful thing. I am relying 100% on my capital. My pension will be my gravy. My pension will start in 3 years, 3.5 years, right? So my pension will start in 3.5 years, and my old age security will start in 8.5 years. So here's where the pension and old age security come into play. They will be the funds used to cover medical expenses. Because in 3 years and in 8 years, obviously more medical expenses will come into play. If I don't spend it, it goes back into the capital to offset inflation. Now, I will continue working, but I won't be working as much. I won't be working 7 days a week, and I won't be working 2 shifts. I will work 1. I will work the evening shift. I'll work the evening shift, booking calls. Or I will transition into a management role where I will be paid a salary to hire, train, and manage the people working in the company. That's 3 years down the road. But I don't need a lot of money. That's the beautiful thing. A lot of people said, I want money, I want money, I want money. But I don't. I am realistic in my expectations. I need X amount of dollars to live. I need X amount to offset inflation. And I need an emergency fund for medical emergencies. If I have all of those three things, what more do I need? And let me tell you something. My capital that I am putting into consideration is 25% more than what I actually need. So my monthly income from my capital investment is 25% more than what I need right now. Okay. Now that's 2 years from now. So taking into account inflation, I'm still 15% ahead. If you, let's say, egregiously like 5% per year. Inflation is usually 2 to 3%. Now, I'm not going to be living in Sri Lanka. I'm going to be living in Thailand and Philippines. I have budgeted my travel and my living expenses, my visa expenses, my SIM card, my data, my transportation, everything that I need. I've already calculated all. So another 2 years of sacrifice, and then I can sit back and relax. And so whereas other people have worked 40 years to barely retire, I will achieve my retirement in 2 years, and I've worked for the last 4. So 6 years? 6 years to manage retirement, which I find insane. Now, again, one of the beautiful things is that I'm debt free and my cost of living is 0. Not a lot of people can do that. Okay. My savings have exploded over the last 3 years because I'm spending less. When I was living in Korea, it's hard to save money. But now I don't have to go on vacation in the prime times. I can go in the off season and save money. And now that I know where I'm going, I'm using local realtors. I'm not using hotels or Airbnb, which are expensive. So I know a place that I want to stay at, and I told the real estate agent I want to stay at that apartment, Cozy Beach in Pratumnak. I want this, and this. Find me a place, and you'll get my commission. Because if you find me a good place, I'll keep using you. I've been coming to Pratumnak for 10 years. I know every condo there. This is the condo I want. So instead of using Airbnb, I'll give you the commission every single time. I know it's only 1 month, but it's 1 month for now. It's going to become more. It's going to become a year. So yeah, that's number one. What else? So I said today was going to be my 2025 plans, life changes, surgery. So I went to the doctor who only gave me a referral. Nothing has happened. My MRI is planned for next Monday coming up, so 5 days. MRI and nerve test. So I got to go do that. Is it going to interfere with my work? No. I put that time off. So tired. Yeah, that's booked off. And that's booked off. Okay. So is it booked off? No, it's not. Crap. I should put that off. So anyway, I went to the doctor, and she made the recommendation for me. So she put in a request to get the MRI, wrote the request, specifically what I needed. Then she I did book that. Why is it not showing up? Anyway, she wrote the referral for that, and then said, when you get these tests done, don't come back to me. Go to one of these three doctors. They're really good. They're orthopedic surgeons, etc., and they will decide. Now, I have had tests 3 years ago, 2 years ago. I had an MRI. So I asked her, based on what you know right now, the images you have from 2 years ago and my symptoms right now, what would you suggest? Surgery? And I ChatGPT the types of surgery. She says that's an option, but I'm going to, based on this limited information I have right now, she said. I said, yeah, I just want to understand where am I on the urgency scale. And she says, you're not. You're in a little bit of pain, and it was serious, like you said, where it was like debilitating, but through exercise you've mitigated that, so it's treatable. So you're probably going to suggest in the near term is shots into the spine, and to help relieve that pain, the inflammation, because that's what's happening. Now, it could be in the neck, it could be in the arm, it could be in the shoulder, it could be in the elbow. So we have to find out where it is and then treat that. She goes, after a few years, if the treatment doesn't work, then surgery. But she says, if you came to me 2 years ago with this, which is what I told you last time, with this documentation and these symptoms that you have today, I would suggest these tests, and based upon those tests, if the results are the same or slightly different, then no surgery. The only time I would suggest surgery is when there's a complete immobilization, collapsed, like your bones have deteriorated, you have osteoporosis, you have arthritis, which you're not showing any signs of. And I came to her with my blood test too, my calcium blood test. So she says, you're strong, you're healthy, you've got strong internals, right? No osteoporosis, no arthritis. So you're not a candidate. Surgery will cure you, but it's expensive, not for me. And there's always a potential for side effects, whereas with just an injection, it's less risk. You want to minimize the potential risk of damaging, and you will lose mobility on your neck. Like right now, I can't go past here without it feeling pain. And I can't, this one I can do more. I can go over my shoulder. Here, I can't go over my shoulder. So that I've noticed without pain. I can go over my shoulder, but there's pain. I can't lift this arm over my, like right here, I can feel tension and pain. Not pain, I can feel, maybe it's just old, but right now it's in this shoulder where I'm feeling numbness. She says the numbness is by your nerves are inflamed. Like right now, my wrist is feeling a numbness. Right? Is it carpal tunnel? No, it's not. Even though I'm a right-handed mouse user, I'm using this kind of a mouse. And I sit like this when I'm casual. And I have an armrest, and I have an ergonomic desk, and et cetera, et cetera. So anyway, I talked about the plans for 2025, 2026. So basically, I was thinking of heading over to Thailand for a month in October, just by myself, just to get away. I need to get away once in a while. But now if this new job comes in, and then I have another job on top of that, which is paying a lot. So they kind of crapped out and said, oh, instead of 4 times a week, it's only going to be 2 times a week. I'm like, there goes that payday. So added to it's all gravy. Then, so I talked about the plans. Life changes, those are coming. When I get the MRI, I won't be able to report anything until I get the doctor's review. So that'll probably be another week. So by early June, I'll be able to report on where I'm going with surgery or medical treatment. I'm probably going to opt for the injections for the immediate near term because I don't want surgery. I want surgery, but I don't want it. And then the other option is that maybe I get some health insurance. It covers me until I'm 60. So if I go to a brand new doctor and complain about my shoulder and my neck, it's not a pre-existing condition. They have this pre-existing condition thing. So I got to see how I can not scam it, but figure out how I can benefit from getting, because this surgery is covered under medical insurance. It's not elective. It's not critical care and it's not elective. It's in the middle, where it's something that I need to have to sustain my life. That without it, I will be debilitated, like hip replacement or something like that. Not LASIK, not like, LASIK is elective because you can wear glasses. Anyway, if I can get that in the next 2 years before I turn 60, then maybe that's an option. And then life lessons at 56 in Southeast Asia. Let me tell you something. I know, Darren, you lucked out. You scored with a great wife, great family, great job, great life, but the average person who watches my videos have gone through a little bit of what I've gone through and are looking for that escape. A lot of people say there is no escape from life. I am going to have to disagree with you on that. If you say that there's no escape from life. Life is what you make it. Learn to live life. Don't let life live you. There was a very prominent reggae performer from the late 80s, Shabba Ranks, I think it was, and his famous song was "Life is What You Make It." And the words resound with me. I can't remember the lyrics specifically, but there was something in there that said, don't fake it, take it, something like that. And basically what I took from it and what I say today is that, don't let life live you. Learn to live life. People always say, and what does that mean? What does my slogan mean? It means if you want to do something, pack up and leave. FIBI. Fuck it, book it. I remember one of my friends, the one who actually convinced me to come to Korea, she put a caveat. She says, running away from your problems isn't going to make them go away. And she was wrong. Because when I landed in Korea, all my problems disappeared. You still have those basic problems like finance, retirement, etc. Those are core. You can't run away from those. But from life problems like happiness, joy, pleasure, friends, you can start over. And that's where I am right now. I don't have any friends here because having friends here is very expensive. I do have friends here, but it's very expensive, takes a lot of time, and I'm somewhat of an introvert these days. Although I like to go out once in a while and just, I have that burning desire in me to go out to a club or a bar or party or something like that. But I get there and I'm like, when can I go home? And what is Darren doing? Troubleshooting a busted hot plate. Oh, you're in the UK. Oh, okay. Sorry. In the Sri Lankan UK apartment. Yeah. No, I understand. You go to it, brother. Again, I always love it that you listen. I truly appreciate it. You're my number one fan because you interact with me all the time, but you're up there with like several other people who are constantly supportive, and challenge me to do better, and I truly love that. And honestly, had it not been for YouTube, even if we had bumped into each other, we would have become friends. Because you're such a great guy. I truly appreciate how honest you are. I love that. I really love it. And just an all-around great guy. Darren. So life lessons at 56 is that in Southeast Asia is that if you truly want to live life, you need to, number one, sacrifice. Number two, you need to take huge risks. And I'll tell you why a huge risk is not that much of a risk. Because you can always go back home. I'm not saying burn bridges and rip up your passport. I'm saying take that first step. Even if you have debt, you can always find solutions. Some of them are drastic and some of them are crazy, but most of them are doable. Do you file for bankruptcy? Do you run away from your debt? You could do that if you plan on never coming back home. I did. I left 6-figure debt in Canada. Credit card. My first class ticket to Korea was paid on a credit card. Never paid it off. I've said this story before. I gave my Korean address, my phone number, my email address. They're calling me. It went to collections, and the collections bought the debt. I used to work in a collection agency, so I know how it works. And they said, well, this is going to ruin your credit score. And I said, in Canada, I don't live in Canada. I live in Korea, and I'm probably never coming back. And if I do, it'll be more than 5 years from now, which means that it will be discharged from my credit score. So it'll never show up. So give me an incentive to pay it. They said, well, we'll sue you. I said, well, here's my address. Here's my phone number. Here's my email. Send somebody over. Tell me what time, and I'll gladly accept the service. Fly somebody out here to serve me. I know how the system works. So after a few years, they stopped sending me messages. I even had a default on a government bill. Now, it wasn't taxes, it was unemployment insurance. They overpaid me on unemployment insurance when I left Canada because I forgot to turn it off. and it was just going in my account. I didn't realize it. And so they sent me a bill. I think it was like $10,000 because the overpayment plus times two plus penalties and fines and interest. And it just kept going up and up and up. And I just said, and then that went to collections as well. Now it's not criminal, it's civil. But I mean, it's been 18 years. I haven't been back to Canada. Probably will never go back to Canada. I probably will never go back to Korea. Now, will I default on my Korean credit card? I'm thinking about it. It's not that much, but is it worth it to me? I mean, I could fund a vacation for a month on it, a 5-star vacation. Should I do it? Korea's been good to me. I doubt it. Because I might go back to Korea once. I truly have great friends there that I would like to go see, and it's not that expensive for me to go. It would be expensive. I mean, it would be a cost. The flight alone is like $2,500. A week in Korea would cost me $2,000, $1,500 minimum. And I wouldn't stay a week. I'd stay 2 weeks because I'd have to see people and go places. And I wouldn't want to pack it all in 1 week. I want to actually like hang out with friends a few times, not just once. I'd like to hang out with them a few times because it's been 2 years since I've been to Korea. I probably will go back to Korea in about 2 years. But I mean, I've seen everyone I want to see. I've seen Jasmine, I've seen Sarah. The only people I want to see is Johnny. I saw Jay last time I was in Korea. And I'll probably see Jay again somewhere in a couple of years because he travels the world. He's from New York, but he's Korean. And Anuj, I saw him just like a few months ago. So I have like 3 or 4 friends. The only people I would like to see in Korea are Haejin and Haemin, Nemo, Johnny. I doubt there's anybody else in Korea that I would like to see. Maybe Matt Clement. Maybe a couple of other people just to say hi, but those are more like friends and not good friends or like bordering on acquaintances. So yeah, I doubt that going back to Korea would be something that maybe a week, no more than 2 weeks, definitely not a month, but 2 weeks. Maybe after I retire, that will give me some time to go. And it'll be in the spring, not in the summer. It's too hot in the summer. In the late spring, where it's warm, like May, June. Yeah. So life lessons is, take that big step. Even if you have a family, my gosh, the best thing you could ever do is to take your kids out of school and take them around the world. They can learn a heck of a lot more by traveling. I traveled as a child. I traveled 4 times as a child. And then I moved once, twice, 3 times in my childhood. Making roots is, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but a social construct that our society has created. And this, I'm not wanting to start an argument, I'm just giving my opinion. We are told, go to school, get an education, get a good job, pay off your school debt, get a mortgage, pay off your mortgage, get married, pay off your credit card debt, have kids, pay off that debt, save for their college education, pay off that debt, save for retirement, and then retire. But what if you didn't have to do that? What if you could just live life and you didn't have to do that? I mean, if you want to get married and have kids, get married and have kids, but don't fall into it. Yeah, Darren, I'm not saying default on credit cards. It's just like, I knew I was never going back to Canada, and I I was paying my credit card for a short time, but then I realized after about like 6 months that I was never going back to Canada. So I said, why am I going to pay that credit card? Because it was a huge amount. Like we're talking 4, 5, high 5 figures on a credit card. And I wasn't paying a lot because I had a platinum credit card. I think it was like 6% at that time. I don't even remember. It's not like the 18 or 20% that normal people pay. I had a very good credit card. But still, I was like, why am I paying that? Why am I transferring money from Korea to Canada? And at that time, I was losing money because the Korean won was really bad against the Canadian dollar. And paying this debt off when, like, no. So I said, F it. But no, definitely not financial advice. Do not do it. It is not something you should do. It's not something you should consider. It is illegal. It is immoral. And it really causes a lot of financial hardship for you in the event you have to return to your home country. So please don't do it. But who the hell am I to tell you what to do? I'm just telling you what I did, okay? What I did. I'm never giving financial advice. I'm giving advice as to what occurred when I did something. So if you want to do it, that's the potential that can happen. Now, is it going to happen to you? I have no idea. So my advice, don't do it. So we're going to wrap things up today because I have a half an hour before work. I'm going to take a quick little snooze and just lie down. Markets are up 1.44% today. Love it. Love it. And it's only 11 a.m. Oh, love it. We are going to continue. I am going to have my Sunday Fun Day at 6:45 Korean time. 3:15 a.m. Sri Lankan time on Sunday. That's the only time I have available because I need to get some sleep because Sunday I am going out for dinner with Mom. We're going to go to Colombo to Port City. Maybe we're going to go out Friday. Darren, we're going to go to that Italian restaurant we went to last time in Negumbo. Maybe on Friday, but the weather is a little unsettled, so I don't want to go there. We're going to see what the weather's like. Other than that, I want to say thank you guys for joining me. Lots of love to you all. Please, please be good to each other. And remember, we're not strangers. We're just friends that haven't met yet. Be good to each other. Learn to live life. Don't let life live you. I am Sri Lankan Sammy, retired with Mom and Dad. We'll see you all on the other side.